arriving at Bay Station.
A yellow Lamborghini SUV passing another yellow Lamborghini SUV. How very Yorkville of this. And hey there, today is Friday, April 10th. It is 5:26 p.m. And the temperature is pretty cool. It's about 7 or 8 degrees Celsius. And I'm here again in Yorkville. That was Bay Station I just climbed out of. Up here on the big rock in Yorkville Village. And I'll be heading east over to Sherbourne Station. And hopefully the rain holds off.
Focusing the energy that I put into being more efficient.
But what I think I'm gonna do is head over to Bay and make my way down to Charles. And I'll walk over to Yonge. And then I'll take Isabella from Yonge all the way to Jarvis. And I'll just kind of improvise from there. Although this entire thing is pretty much being improvised. Oh. You want a selfie?
Talk. Johnny, I don't usually talk, but because we've met twice, I'm JS. We met, remember, King Street. I didn't even know it was you till
I'm just doing a video right now.
This is Johnny Strides. He's awesome. Have a good Friday, everyone.
All right, have a good night. Good to see you again.
And let's protect Johnny. And fuck Doug Ford.
Fuck Doug Ford? You can say that all you want in my channel. Those are the most welcome words you could probably say.
Rick likes you, and I'm running for, I'll tell you just one thing, not to encroach, I'm taking off.
Well, as long as you're aware you're being recorded.
Okay, hi everyone, it's Jason Stevens. I was a gold, hi, it's Jason Stevens, JS. I was a gold subscriber to Johnny Strides. We're walking, shout out to Ken Continuing, and I'm cheering off in Yorkville with Johnny Strides, who protects walking, which is healthy, and bike lanes. So go Johnny Strides, subscribe to this man's channels. He's JS, and everybody, a lot of people know me too, Jason Stevens. Johnny Strides and I first met on the King streetcar, and I've been watching his channel for a year, 2 years.
Yeah, I remember that.
His humor. Pleasure, man. Johnny, JS.
All right,
hand,
good to see you again.
Johnny, good luck with the channel, guys. This is a man who loves Toronto, just like all of us. I'm Jason Stevens. I'll be running down on the waterfront for Toronto Council October 26th. Viewers, look me up on the Chuckling Vegan. I'm not here for money. I'm here for people like Johnny Strides who protect local business and oppose ICE and Trump coming to Toronto. Protect our local business. Johnny Strides, thank you. Jason Stevens.
Absolutely. All right, ride safe.
Thank you, you too.
Take care.
I'm a member of Cycle Toronto. Johnny Strides, you rock.
All right, take care, buddy. Cheers. Friendly gentleman, I met him, maybe a year and a half ago on a streetcar. We had a neat conversation. I think he gave some info as to how you can look him up. You never know who you're gonna meet when you go out into this great city of ours. So I'll head south down Bay Street. Often on Fridays, I'll try to live stream or catch a very busy and vibrant part of town, but I've got plans later tonight. So maybe I'll go live tomorrow. I just felt like doing a little video on the north end and east side of downtown. I think of all the days, or all the weekdays, people tend to work from home, mostly on Mondays and Fridays. I was lucky enough to be able to make that decision. So the afternoon rush hour on a Friday isn't quite what it is on other days of the week. This is Bloor Street West. There's a lot of people out on the sidewalks. I guess that's to be expected. But this one's going to be more on side streets than main streets. So I'll be making a left at Charles Street here. And there's the Manulife Center. A brutalist tower. It is 52 years old. I think at one point was the tallest purpose-built residential building in the city. And yesterday, there was a water main problem. And a lot of the businesses in here had to shut down, including the movie theater. There's a supermarket in there, a mini food court.
Yeah.
Number of retail stores. I'm going to make a left here. Charles Street is pretty short. I think it's well under a kilometer. It starts just east of here by Queen's Park. And it ends at, well, Charles Street West ends at Yonge Street and it continues as Charles Street East on the other side. Oh my, someone was ripping it on Bay Street. This facade here is new. That wood slat design. It's been quite trendy in recent years. I think I remember reading the street was named after Charles Mercer Jones. He was the eldest son of a popular commissioner. There's a couple of Asian restaurants. I haven't been to that Vietnamese one, but I've been to the Japanese one, the Economy House, many a time. They've got some excellent okonomiyaki. And it's quite affordable.
I guess like something else.
Oh, look at that puddle. And across the street is the 24-hour 7 West Cafe. It's a restaurant and bar. I've been there a few times. The food is, I guess, okay. It's a really nice atmosphere. And if you watch this channel, this should be a very familiar sight. It's Yonge Street. Yonge Street's the main artery that kind of cuts downtown into two. If you say you're on the west side of downtown, you would be west of Yonge, east side of downtown, east of Yonge. And the streets are named accordingly, such as Charles Street East, straight ahead, and we were just on Charles Street West.
Oh yes, you have fire show.
That Kobe restaurant was quite good. I think that entire block is awaiting a redevelopment. Toronto's favorite candy store. There's the CAA Theatre. Previously the Panasonic Theatre, and before that the New Yorker Theatre. When I was growing up, I saw Forever Plaid during its original run there. And just here on the corner used to be a popular barber shop called the House of Lords. It was there for 61 years. I think it was a popular spot amongst the city's counterculture scene. There were a lot of punk rockers and goths who went there. And where Miss Fu in Chengdu is, used to be an all-you-can-eat Japanese restaurant, Aji-san. But this is east on Isabella Street. On the left is the Artful Dodger. That building's almost 150 years old. But the pub's been here since 1979. I used to say nice things about the pub until the owners came out against some developments in the area. That struck me as being rather NIMBY-ish. Of all places, right here on a subway line in the heart of downtown is exactly where you would build a high-rise. There's Iwa, a Korean restaurant and bar. And this is the northernmost of a series of 3 linear parks. That's George Hislop Park. That'll take you up to Charles Street. And you can head south all the way down to Dundonald. Looks like that heritage property is for sale or for lease. And there's the Children's Aid Society of Toronto. That was originally a girls' home and public nursery. And today they provide child protective services. There's a lot of these 50s and 60s mid-rises on this building, or on this street. The Archives Canada's LGBTQ2 plus archives. I think they added about 20 letters to that yesterday. The Lillian and Don Wright Family Health Center. One bedroom plus den. Nice old 4-story walk-up. The average rent for a 1-bedroom has skyrocketed to about $2,500 on this street, at least the last time I checked. Things might have cooled off a little bit since then, since the housing market has cooled off. Especially the condo market.
And then he was like,
And this is an older building. I think would go back to the early 70s. And this new development, which is kind of stuck to it, went up about 10 years ago. That cafe seems to be closed. And this would be Church Street. The heart of the village is just south of here. You maybe could have guessed that based on the markings on the street. That's a popular spot for gelato. And I think the previous spot there before it was also a cafe. What's this guy doing? There's a neat walk-up at the Merlin. I'm gonna test my architectural knowledge and say that's Edwardian Revival. There's plans to cram a 69-story building there.
Yeah, so there's a little hardware store.
It's a U-shaped building. That's got to be from the 1920s. There's a couple of heritage homes across the street. I think there were plans for a 70-story building that would incorporate the facade of those homes. Those definitely go back to the 1880s. Which is when we started to see a lot of residences of that type pop up in this area. This whole area was originally for the well-to-do in the city. Yeah, that guy can go fuck himself. You should not be doing that on the sidewalk. Pardon my French. Oh, there's a plaque here on the right. The Home Children. You can pause if you want to read that. But most of these mid-rises, I think, are 1950s era. As I mentioned earlier. And this is Jarvis Street. With that reversible center lane. Right now it's configured for northbound traffic, even though a vehicle is just traveling southbound in it. There's the Casey House. That's a world-renowned facility for people living with AIDS and HIV. That building itself is a remnant from the 1870s, but the facility itself has been expanded many times since then. I think what I'm going to do here, just because I'm kind of winging this, is head north up to Bloor. And then I'll pop over to Sherbourne Station. Although the last few blocks of Jarvis Street were renamed Ted Rogers Way, after the founder of Rogers Communications, Ted Rogers. This is the headquarters of the Evil Empire itself, just on the right. And I think this is where they're going to relocate that statue of Ted Rogers, which was so inappropriately placed in front of the Sky Dome. They announced they're going to be removing that. Something I said should happen in an earlier video. And this is the beginning of Mount Pleasant Road. That'll take you all the way up to the Young Lawrence neighborhood. So there's a walkway here that'll take me up to Huntley Street. Rogers 5G Plus, iPhone 17 Pro, plus it up. You get roped in to getting committed to all sorts of strings attached if you buy a phone through a carrier. So you better like the plan and the service. That guy was going way too fast. Riding my bike up Mount Pleasant can be a bit unnerving sometimes. Vehicles tend to move awfully quick. This should take us up to Huntley Street. There's an apartment that looks very much like the ones you'll see at the back of the Yonge Eglinton Center. It's almost a spitting image of them. If you remember the old religious TV show, I think it was called 100 Huntley Street. Well, this would be that Huntley Street. The famous bone marrow foe. I thought that used to be an Expectations. Hasn't yet opened, but this is Bloor Street East. McDee's, there's the No Frills in there. The National Post and Toronto Sun are in this building. The Toronto Sun was previously down in the St. Lawrence neighborhood. It's part of a complex that now houses the Globe and Mail, a national newspaper competing with the National Post. And I made it to Sherbourne and Bloor. Kind of a quick walk, a little quicker than expected. That Tesla was pushing its luck. I was thinking about going in there, but I'll go into the eastmost entrance to the station. Bloor Viaduct in 1 kilometer. The very swanky Rosedale neighborhood is just over there across the street. All of a sudden, it is extremely windy. Well, I hope you enjoyed that one, as short as it was. I look forward to your thoughts and comments down below. Hey, there's an operator in the booth here. You almost never see that. And if you wish to support what I do, there's links to my Patreon and YouTube channel membership down in the description. I have just updated the closing credits, which will list all the patrons and members. And there is a super thanks button appearing down below if you wish to say thanks that way. I'm going to go ahead and hop on this train here. So thank you for watching. And as always, I will catch you on the next one. Yoink!
9 York Village.